Good evening, this is Michelle Cassidy. I apologize, I'm recording this on my phone. Unfortunately, the video that I did record, we could not get it to upload from Zoom, Screen-O-Matic, or YouTube, so we gave up and are doing it on my phone. So we're going to make this work. I think I have to do some investigating with how to get those off my computer. Anyhow, my case study was entitled Hannah's Secret, which was anorexia nervosa in adolescence. Hannah was a 13-year-old girl who was walking down the hallway at school and overheard some of her friends talking about her weight and her body build. Hannah became very upset. She went home and really didn't know what to do. She'd just been to the doctors and everything was fine. Her height and weight were within normal limits for her age, and really there was no reason for concern. But she, kept thinking that, looking in the mirror, and just felt like that she was fat. So she started to look into ways to lose weight. So she went online and researched a couple websites. She found ANA, A-N-A, and Thin Intentions Forever was what it was called. Both of which, if you were to view these websites, you would be horrified of what you find on these websites. I mean, it is just... they're encouraging these girls to basically survive on water, 200, 300 calories a day, to be sneaky, engage in risky behaviors. It was just unbelievable to me that information is so readily available to these teens. So she did continue to lose weight. She lost it pretty quickly, was exercising every day, but was comforted by the fact that everyone was, acknowledging the fact that she had lost weight. She felt like, I'm fitting in with my friends, which of course is what every adolescent wants to do. They just want to fit in. But then it started to be, people started to comment that she was losing weight too quickly, and she started to look unhealthy. So one day, she went into the nurse's office. This is where my dialogue came into play, and explained that she was feeling dizzy. So the school nurse did some, assessing and was concerned because she said, I've noticed that you haven't been going to lunch every day. Now you're dizzy, you've lost some weight, what's going on? And she finally did end up talking to the nurse and confiding in her and letting her know what was going on. So at this point, with having some symptoms, the nurse called the parents and explained that, she thought maybe she should be picked up and seen by a physician. Of course, she couldn't give a diagnosis, but, that would totally be out of her scope of nursing practice. So she encouraged them to take her to the physician and see what was going on. So Hannah did leave, and she went and sought help from the physician. But in the meantime, one of the teachers came into the nurse's office and wanted to know what was going on, what was wrong with Hannah. I need to know. And of course, the nurse cannot tell the teacher all this information because it is not the nurse's place to tell them what's exactly going on. And that can be an ethical dilemma for a school nurse, because you're treating these children in an educational facility, but yet you're also a nurse. So you have to protect the patient's privacy and their confidentiality. You have to get approval from the parents to discuss these situations with the teachers. And if they are not directly directly teaching or directly involved in the student's education, then they really have no right to know what's going on. So there's a lot of ethical dilemmas, especially with an adolescent too in this situation, because they're not 18, so they can't make these choices by themselves. Hannah wanted to continue with her weight loss, but yet her parents did not want her to, because obviously she was at risk and she's dealing with a life-threatening illness. So you run into some, ethical issues here. I will say I did find it a little more challenging with the adolescent piece of it, because there are the legality issues with her age and stuff. But I will say, as a school nurse, I did find this case study to be very helpful to me as far as the ethical issues that I really need to be aware of in my practice and helping the kids. So I did find this case study helpful. Thank you, and happy Thanksgiving to everybody.